brow expert from Maybelline New York, and I'm going to show you how to work with the trend Arch Madness. I'm going to use lovely Marini here as my model. But where we're going to begin, we're going to start with the Define a Brow pencil. This is fantastic because it's mechanical. It has a very fine lead. So when you make short strokes with this, it recreates the look of hairs. It's great for adding structure to the brow. Now, to begin with, we're going to measure. Now, most people do the pencil test completely wrong. They place the pencil here, which causes people to take way too much off of the eyebrow. And then as you age, your brow begins to fall. This appears to move over to here. What we want to do instead is we want to measure with the bridge of the nose. So you can see there's a few hairs missing. This will give you your beginning points. That one's perfect. We're going to measure from the edge of the nose to the corner of the eye. The tails are perfect. Not so perfect. Okay, that's great for length. So now we know we have to add a little bit of color here to fix that. Looking at the arches, you want to go from the outer edge of the nostril. You can go right through to the edge of the pupil if you want a classic arch. You can also go a little bit wider to the outer edge of the iris if you're wanting to create a really wide-eyed look. Maybe make the face look more heart-shaped. We're going to begin in the center of the brow, making short little strokes. Most people begin coloring in a brow at the anchor, which is a huge mistake. Natural eyebrows are always going to be more thick, more dense in the center, and they're going to be a little bit more sparse here and here. And as you grow older, if they're a little more sparse there, it's a good thing. And it doesn't accentuate the frown lines. Okay, so going through the center, quick little strokes, working out through the tail, always in the direction of hair growth.
Yes,
and we're going to thicken the tail slightly. Going to add a little bit of emphasis to our arches, and maybe just a few strokes at the anchor. See, I'm going up and out, and always as the last step. Okay, we can use the grooming brush in the end, brush through slightly if you've overdone it in any of the areas. We're going to go to the other brow. We're going to begin again in the center. Twist it up a little if you need to. Up and out, the direction of growth of the hair. Now, if you're doing this on yourself, you're going to be looking in the mirror. Try to maintain a really neutral expression. Otherwise, your brows will never be correct. If you're making makeup faces, it causes you to put product in the wrong place. So always very, very neutral. Great natural lighting if you have it. Let me go back to the anchor. You can base your pinky on your face if you need to balance. And flick up and out in the direction that the brows grow. Beautiful. Now if you're done, you're not quite certain, you can always go back. You can measure again to see how you did. You can use your grooming brush to soften the edges or blend if you need to remove a bit of product. Now these brows, we have the structure set. I'm going to take another product to add a bit more color. I'm going to use the Master Shape pencil in Blonde. This formulation has a bit of a waxy feel. It has a very kind of lightly pigmented formulation. We're going to use it to add a bit more color. Gives dimension, so it looks very realistic. And you can sharpen it, so you can get a really fine point. If you want to add tiny hair-like strokes. This is great for someone who wants one product to do their brow only, because you can get some structure and some pigment laid down without needing to put powder on top. Okay, we're going to go to the other side, begin in the center. Now you can use the side of it if you're working to add color on a large area, and you can use the point when you want to add little strokes at the anchor and the tail. Remember, always have a nice sharp point when working on the brows. You want that hair-like stroke, mimicking a hair, not looking like a stroke that mimics the width of the entire brow. Okay? Now, I'm going to take our new product that I'm now going to work with, Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara. I'm going to desaturate my brush What this is going to do is this is going to add a bit more dimension. It's going to sculpt the brows. It's going to give terrific color. It has very intense pigment, and it's going to wear for hours until you remove it. It has a gel formulation. You can remove it with warm water. So I'm going in one direction to coat one side of the hair. It's going to bulk it up, and then we're going to go in the opposite direction to sculpt the brows into place. See, the hairs look visibly fuller. On the side, we're going to begin at the tail, working in toward the anchor. And if you're going to dip just once, you can rotate your brush, as you still have product on the other side of the applicator. And the ball brush will help you to get at every little hair. And then we're going to start to brush the brows back into place. Then you can keep them smooth if you want more control, or you can leave them more feathered. The feathery look on this side is going to give you a little bit more of a younger, sort of bohemian look. And then if you lay them down, it gives you a little bit more of a sophisticated, sort of sculpted look. And that is Arch Madness for fall 2014.